Good morning, sirs. So basically, Gabber Cat Club and 24 Twerkers made a video called TF2's Worst Community, the Castaway Iceberg, on the server castaway.tf. And what I'm going to be doing in this video, I'm going to recap the most important claims made in the video about Gabber and Castaway. And I'm going to be covering the DM reactions from the Castaway official chat, and then there's a few from another chat which has all the Castaway people in it. Them under an alt account, and they have not found me, and if you're watching the video, you probably won't find me, and the DMs are pretty telling. So let's get into the rest of the video. So, as stated in Gabber Cat Club's video, the server is run by 3 people. There's Proton, who's spineless and foolish, kind of. There's Gabber, who is a TF2 YouTuber. And there's Random, who is like kind of the head admin and owner of the server. Although, they're pretty much just subservient to Gabber, you know. Basically a YouTuber server. But yeah, and then Castaway is what's called a revert server. Runs a quick play rule set that was TF2 before casual, and it has weapon reverts, which are just older states of weapons. And one thing the video alleges is that Castaway itself isn't really a good community, and it has some problems, and we will get into that. Castaway does claim to also have free speech, you know, to get that old internet feel, that COD lobby flow.
Picture of a supposed Italian American. This shit is actually offensive. This is too much. Like, this is too much even for me. Yo, with that said, yo, let's get to the point. What's up, nigga? It's your boy GA. Let's put those niggas on the plantation. Let's not even give them the fucking right to vote.
It's moderated and selective free speech. Not in the sense that you can't say slurs or curse words. It's that if you do things to personally offend Gabber, it gets nuked. So it's hypocritical free speech. And when you do moderate some things, people are going to start asking questions why you won't moderate other things or take down other stuff, like all the lolly and other kinds of porn that is sprayed on the server. And one of the times where this went too far is when the EU players had their right to vote taken away. And I'll be showing that in a second here.
Well, they didn't like people with anime and furry profile pictures mostly. I'm sure the admins wouldn't care about that, as well as anyone they found spraying anything gross like CP and Molly. But then, they committed the biggest sin a Castaway could commit. They kicked Gabber. So, they got their vote kick rights on EU taken away. The ESL pals were not happy about this, since it caused cheaters to join and ruined the session. And Random made a Castaway community post addressing it, pretty much saying if they abused the vote kick on EU again, then they would have it taken away permanently. Anyways, they didn't listen because Random has low testosterone and is a total loser, so they kicked more people and lost their vote kick again. Permanently. This made the ESL gang angry again, but they just got muted and banned from Castaway chat. So the group all decided to completely leave Castaway and create a new quick play server called Novemen.
So yeah, the video goes into more detail about what happened to Novemen, but basically these players got their vote kick privileges taken away, and they eventually got banned because they either kicked Gabber or kicked people that were cool with Random or Gabber. Completely petulant thing to do, and it just shows how selective the server's enforcement is. This selective enforcement also ties into the greater reasons of why people don't like Gabber.
These are the top 5 real reasons why people don't like Gabber. 1. Gabber mutes most people in the lobby for trash talking him. I wish I was kidding. 2. Even though Gabber mutes everyone, he still throws a tantrum about his team every round.
How do you throw that hard, man?
3. Gabber's ego is so large, he deletes anything making fun of him and bans people for it. 4. Gabber also bans people for being negative about Castaway and ignores Castaway's problems. 5. Finally, Gabber's a compulsive liar and lies about any little thing he can, like his speech impediment.
It's ruining my gameplay experience.
I
have a speech impediment, though. What are you talking about?
Vantage point. Liable to vote. They can't call for vote kicks.
And that was
As you can see, very old internet, very COD lobby pilled, very free speech pilled, you know, great stuff. So now we get to one of the most important parts of the video, and that's the Castaway doxing drama. This is very important because it caused someone who's completely uninvolved with the situation to be framed as the doxer, and the doxer does some pretty twisted stuff. The innocent person in question, being 2 Fort Twerkers, was pitched as this doxer, and this other person called Jelkstar. And this clip I'm about to show is going to be longer than the other clips I've had of the iceberg video in the video so far, simply because it shows a comparison on how 2 Fort Twerkers does trolling to how Jelkstar does trolling. And it's very clear watching this, they're not the same person, and they couldn't be the same person.
months ago, Castaway was hit with a DDoS attack, and the reaction Castaway had was insane. A British man had begun to join Castaway sessions and yell, 2 Fort Twerkers owns the server, before crashing the session and ruining everyone's freaking life. Also, he would join the group chat with names involving CP, which made a lot of people leave. Castabuddies were trying to pin the blame on someone that had anything to do with the servers being attacked. The main suspects were Novemen. Still bitter after getting banned, they came back for revenge. And also, they're all from the EU, so 2 Fort Twerkers wanting to destroy Castaway once and for all after his evil video attacked all the Castabuddies. And finally, Soggy.
Bruh.
Really? Soggy? Nobody cares about Soggy. Soggy's irrelevant. Nobody even knows who Soggy is. Anyways, common Castaway consensus fell on 2 Fort Twerkers, and Castabuddies began harassing and spreading misinformation about him online and in YouTube comment sections. Some of the worst saying 2 Fort Twerkers was a pedo, and apparently saying he makes CP of his little sister.
They have labeled me as a pedophile. They have said that I made porn of my own sister, which is really fucking funny and based.
If you do a single second of research, you'll find out it wasn't 2 Fort Twerkers who DDoSed the servers. It was actually this guy named Jelkstar, who's known for doing griefing content on CSGO and TF2.
Want to join my free MyGot gift card giveaway? Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, like the video, and comment your shipping and billing address down below. Merry Griefmas, griefers!
I'm sure you're wondering what the griefing was even like on Castaway. So we're going to compare TF2 griefing between 2 Fort Twerkers and the Castaway DDoS by the actual DDoSer. In this first clip, 2 Fort Twerkers goes and harasses this woman named Ludi just because her boyfriend happens to be a person of color, which is insane.
Truthfully, I don't think it matters. Traveling in a freighter combi. Like, honestly, I think it's...
Oh, shit!
Who'll be the sluttiest slut aboard the ship?
Defense, I was a kid.
Yeah,
Who'll be the most raped onion on the server?
Rusty. Indeed. I remember the 2 Fort Twerkers mentioned that I have a Castaway accent. And I don't think that's because we have functioning testicles. That's why we have functioning testosterone.
That's a cope.
That's why we have
the
deep
dollar
voice.
store Lithuania testicles you got off of Team. What are you talking about?
But there's definitely a 2 Fort Twerkers accent. Those guys actually all sound the same.
He wants to play 2 Truths and a Lie.
Okay.
I'll go first. Okay. I'm 6'5". I have blonde hair and blue eyes. And Ludi has a black boyfriend named Taekwon.
This one's easy. Everybody knows Ludi's boyfriend.
I'm not slaw, my nigga. Damn. I was in a good mood, but you just invoking probably one of the worst memes in ever.
Yeah, get fucking trolled on, kid.
4chan's obsession with black people and just this weird sexual aggressiveness towards them.
I think that might be projecting, pal.
Swan, can you draw fan art for Agartha like you did for Castaway?
We have a husband troll. Ludi has a bad boyfriend.
You know what? You're talking to Gabber Cat Club again, and you're not even asking any cool questions. You know, I have all the Gabber lore, and I have his docs.
Alright, sure.
Oh my god, it's too far.
I'm not gonna leak it.
Fag friend. Yeah, I know it's you. Hey,
that's
nice job, Ludi.
Thank you. Good job.
Wait, you know that I'm 2-4 Burgers? Shit, I thought this voice changer worked.
You changed your name.
2-4.
I did. I'm Zesty Onions.
Alright, now that we know how 2-4 Twerkers acts, let's see real footage of the Castaway DDoS attacks.
Did I just own you? 2-4 Twerkers on the server. 2-4 Twerkers on the server. The server's owned by Gabber got owned by 2-4 Twerkers. Why does Jugstar? Oh wait a second. Why does Jugstar owns 2-4 Twerkers? Wait. That name. That seems like a fucking Mexican name. Why is that like a Mexican name? This guy's like a fucking Mexican. Like a Brazilian name. This guy's like Protons Opie. Oh, Protons Opie. Bro, Protons. It's so awesome that you just made it obvious that you're like a pedophile, like that's addicted to porn. You players? Oh no, I don't think we will. I don't think we will listen to you. But can somebody tell me why like the 2-4 Twerkers main guys named? Did I just own you? Like, am I just owning them right now? Am I like owning them? Can somebody tell me if I'm owning the 2-4 Twerkers right now? I think I'm owning them. I'm just basically shitting on the 2-4 Twerkers and the guys that are funny retard name. That name is. And I have his email and he's gonna get swatted. I have his rest and he's gonna get swatted. I tried to fucking troll without my permission. That's why I tried to troll without my permission.
Okay, who the heck was that guy?
So, if you didn't catch that at the end, Jelkstar just said 2-4 Twerkers full docs. But don't worry guys, it was still 2-4 Twerkers who DDoSed Castaway, obviously. I don't like 2-4 Twerkers by any means, no matter what people like Gabber might say. Sorry to tell you, but I'm not a 2-4 Chomo just because we share an opinion on Castaway.
So basically what this implies, 2-4 Twerkers did all that disgusting stuff and then blurted out his own name onto the server, if you believe Random and Gabber's story that Jelkstar is 2-4 Twerkers. Because, you know, when I imply I might have illegal material, I immediately say my full legal name, my address, and just personal information so I can just immediately get owned by the SWAT team. So yeah, totally a real thing, by the way. Another note for clarification, not only are they trying to pitch 2-4 Twerkers as a DDoSer, and worse, a pedophile and someone who drew porn of his own sister. That's what Gabber, Random, and the other Castaway people are trying to imply. They're also implying that Jelkstar, by proxy, is a pedo because they plastered 2-4 Twerker's identity on that guy. So they're also implying that guy's a pedo when all he did was DDoS the server and troll, which is still bad, but nowhere near the level of that kind of allegation, which is crazy.
Yeah, I was there when it happened, right when it all kind of started. I was just in Castaway, I think it was Virginia 1 or 2. And we were sitting there waiting for players to come in. This dude joins, goes, 2-4 Twerkers on the server, 2-4 Twerkers on the server. He says that over and over, and we call a vote kick because he was being annoying. And they were confused. I kind of knew something wasn't really right because not only does 2-4 Twerkers not do this, because that's stupid and not funny, it was clearly somebody I didn't recognize because I've been around the 2-4 Twerkers for a good while, a few months beforehand, so I kind of recognized some of the voices from them. So I knew it wasn't anybody from the 2-4 Twerkers at all. And then, like a couple minutes later, the server gets DDoSed, and that's kind of right when the whole thing started. The whole 2-4 Twerkers it was actually the DDoS. It was just nonsense, and I kept trying to tell everybody that. It's like, no, this is clearly not the 2-4 Twerkers. This is ridiculous tar drama that popped up because people wanted to continue to spread rumors they didn't know anything about.
So, the final bit I'm going to highlight from the video is the spray problem. So, even though it's not on the internet with trash talk, or vote-kicking Gabber, or the anime and furry people, one thing it is old internet with is sprays, especially pornography. Pornography that also includes lolly, which if you don't know is animated cheese pizza.
I haven't shown any of them. This is simply because Castaway chose not to show the names on sprays. which makes it impossible to tell who sprayed what. Think about this for a second. Who does this benefit? Because the only people I have ever seen benefit from this feature are people spraying disgusting molly and porn and whatever else on the walls. Knows about this issue and purposefully ignores it. This community post made by Castaway is saying how fed up he is with it and how he wants to be able to tell who sprayed what, and so people can rightfully choose to kick someone or not. One of the first comments is from this guy named Eon, whose biggest character trait is that he calls himself a pedo and takes pride in it, and sprays lolly everywhere. What's crazy is Eon starts throwing a tantrum just from the thought that people could know who's responsible for spraying porn, and calls it 1984. Bruh. Winston did not die for this disrespect. Note character. There's also Catboy, now named some I don't know what language that is. Catboy is trans or gay or something. I don't even remember anymore. He's also from some third world country in Europe. Anyways, Catboy is known for his awesome art he makes for Castaway. Look at this Castaway mascot.
Castaway tan.
Yeah, spoilers, but there's a way better Castaway mascot that mogs this trash. Pooh Cockaway wins instantly for actually being creative and not some lame fetish. Catboy is also notorious for being an underage kid, while also having Alvy and the rest of these freaks be his best friends. This leads to discussion in Castaway about Catboy being a groom victim, but until someone comes out,
I guess we'll never know.
And he also sprays Lcon and fetishes everywhere, and brags about being a pedophile, so I don't know. Like, what's next? Someone whose whole personality is being a pedophile and spraying CP? This is Yellow Dice. Now, whatever you do not look up his history with the TF2 community servers. Banned for CP sprays, banned for pedo sprays, banned for porn sprays. Can you guess what community server this guy is not banned from and actually gets free reign to spray CP everywhere?
I love Castaway like you wouldn't believe.
Yellow Dice played so much Castaway, he even gets into Gabber videos. Not even I get into Gabber videos. Oddly enough, Yellow Dice doesn't play Castaway anymore since he got kicked so much. Yellow Dice wasn't friends with Random, so he couldn't tattle that he was getting kicked for spraying liquid shit on the walls and get people kicking him punished. Weird how the community once filtered unwanted members out like that. Anyways, it's the same story for a lot of these moderators, where they spray gross fetishes and get rewarded with moderator, I guess. Nobody has ever said that Alvy is carrying a session, let alone a conversation. These people gotta go. The rest of the Castaway either don't know about these freaks or do know and lie to themselves that it's not true. The only other Castaway players I dislike are the ones who unknowingly promote Castaway without all the important detail.
So yeah, that was something. Very laissez-faire, very old internet. And for comparison, Castaway's main competition have rules. And the craziest part in the video, in my personal opinion, is that Castaway is worse policing the stuff and making sure minors do not get exposed to pornographic content than a furry roleplay server. I know I said that was going to be the last clip in the video, but roll it.
Every other server has rules for protecting kids. Uncle Topia, Zestyland, even Tiny Kitty's Girl Pound, dude. How the fuck are you gonna have worse rules than Tiny Kitty's Girl Pound?
Are you serious right now, bro?
Nobody likes saying it, but there's kids on Castaway. When they're definitely...
And not only is there kids on Castaway, there is at least evidence that one kid on Castaway was heavily negatively affected by this stuff, and most likely will do this EPI behavior to someone else. That is a nightmare. And in addition, all of this could be solved if Random, 1, put in a plugin that basically all of your favorite TF2 community servers, and just all TF2 community servers have been running forever. Skyle does it, all the other ones do it. The plugin where you just stare at a spray and it says who sprayed it. Very easy. And 2, just ban the people spraying porn. You want to look at this stuff? That's fine. You want to share it in some group chat? That's fine. Do not post this stuff in Cockaway. Like, just don't. For very obvious reasons, this is a problem. It is creating problems. And bear in mind, this is the guy calling 2 Fort Twerkers a chomo. This is what's on his server. This is what his head mod is allowing, that he has direct control over. It is a complete nightmare. And I completely left out the fact that some of these sprays are Lcon. So, as promised earlier in the video, now we're at the segment that is not in Gabber Cat Club's video. These are a bunch of DMs from Gabber's group chat as the video was premiering and coming out to a little afterwards. All of these are from the date of upload, or technically the next day, because it does pass the 11:59 mark, which makes the next day. I will be reading all of these DMs and showing them on the screen. The only personal information this contains is a Steam account, which is assumed to be public, so I'm not doxing anyone, and I have to do the YouTube disclaimer here. Do not harass or bully anyone I show in this. That goes to everything else in the video. Do not get me in trouble, because that will reflect badly. Yeah, alright, let's get into these readings.
Yep.
Punk text chatter. Yeah, that's too bad. The fuck happened to backstabbing scumbag? Guy was one of the OGs. He rage quit the GC and unfriended me. It happens. New Fort Chomos are pedophiles. Don't forget they spam this group chat with actual CP. Why is the electric chair so obsessed with me? Stop leaking! You got yolk all over the GC! You're obsessed with the electric chair. Have some self-reflection, little bro. I don't even mention her. Every time I check this chat or join EU, she talks to me about me unprompted. Someone has to get over there, her being rejected by me, and me already being happily engaged. Steam frowny face. Steam tongue face? At yeah gore, stalker. Why you brought her up unprompted? You criticize someone for item names while having this. I don't have any item lime this, and never had that item, by the way. You can check my Steam inventory right now, instead of using Inspect Element on some shady Russian website. You could at least not lie. Even if I had items named like that, personal insult to someone that is not the same as I like lollies. Like, why are you even defending that? AI-generated images, Steam happy reaction. Joking about raping a minor IRL is worse than I like lollies. Me and her are the same age, and she's 18 now. Also, you were an attention whore at the time and defended your own groomers. While I'm not anymore, either of these, I've changed my ways. Fucking hate Slavs. Steam tongue reaction. This is just a very grim line of conversation. Wivernink posts a screenshot that says, Catboy, 14-year-olds are hot, though. Israel controls me, then reacts to that and says, Purge. Mass purge, now. Steam upvote reaction. But Random, the Ragebait channel trying to breed infighting, makes a good point on why we should be infighting. Gabber is Lithuanian? What? Coward didn't even have the courage to follow through on it. Insane things happening on VA2. Twerk slop. Can't even sit down and listen to the arguments by people you don't like award. Something tells me these are not people who make thoughtful, rational arguments. Nah, man, Twerkers is just a troll, full stop. Well, yeah, you ignore people like that because their opinions are meaningless. His whole act is to be an edgy troll who intentionally stirs up shit. Underage fanbase, sad. Nico from... what's the game? One Shot reaction. Rage baiting, as the Zoomers may say. Why are these blank posting 2 Fort Groomers propaganda in the group chat? To stir up e-drama like the obsessed f***s they are. Same age as Cool Carp. Either Catboy's a 16-year-old kid being groomed, or he's an adult freak because he has typed in here fantasizing about Electric Chair who literally says they're 17. Pick your poison, bro. Pretending you're 16 when you're actually an adult on this internet is not a good look. Stop grooming autistic kids, okay? Troll went too far? We can't say anything bad about the Castaway Feminoid because she says she's underage. I honestly don't give a fuck. Yes, stop joking about fucking kids. New on the internet, there are no groomers here, but if they are, that isn't my problem. You're a moderator, bro. Kill all is just as bad as whatever Catboy said. Not me. Say whatever you want is the entire point. No, because no one can kill over the internet. Just stop defending pedo shit. You are completely out of tune with the actual player base of the server. We don't want pedo shit here. The Jennies are noticing. Shut it down. There isn't any pedo shit. No children are being groomed. If an actual child comes on here and is retarded as to be groomed, that isn't the fault of me not censoring pedo jokes. Yeah, nice ESL there. That's the fault of the that groomed the kid. And the kid himself. Never trust anyone with a mo shit profile picture. That's my motto. Unlike you, I don't think there's any dedicated gore subreddits except like r/5050 or whatever that's called, or war-related ones. And I described it went into global talk. Steam Dirtface. If I didn't discover Reddit because of Brawl Stars, I wouldn't know English to speak with you here right now. Steam Frustrated Face. Ashamed as to admit this, but basically my entire internet activity was contained to Discord and Reddit. As ashamed to star. Lamau, actually. Is this anti-casta video a joke, or is this serious? I think it's serious. Mikey Unk, your ass is not staying in the cast chat for long. 3 upvote reactions. I know. Here's an extended version of that last one that just says, My hero, holy shit, that video is so fucking Reddit. Shardy, what's the difference? Keep spitting. It's okay, seething sky. But yeah, I'd say because I find it a tad weird when all these grown men who also happen to look at Lolly orbit the 16-year-old and take the time to play Lolly games with them. He seems to take after you guys a lot. Also, the fact he's a former trans grooming victim makes it so much weirder. He was never groomed. Catboy, humor, equals exaggerated everything. None of us are older than 25. Eon removed the chat tagline. As an around 25-year-old is not weird to you, that your 16-year-old friend is saying this shit. Also, the stuff about electric chair and the laundry list of other shit. Also, exaggeration implies it's based on reality. For this next one here, we got a joke historical meme. It says, Pasta spitting facts. I need to remind that Pasta was also saying weird stuff in this group chat and is still a casta buddy, and he's kind of turning on the group. It's pretty funny. The infighting is always great. Any community that gets its laughs by pretending to be idiots will eventually be flooded by the actual idiots who are mistakenly believe that they are in good company. I don't give a shit about what people do on the internet. There are no groomers here, but if there are, they aren't my problem, you know? Kids getting groomed, all the Catboy stuff, you know, it's not my problem, not my issue, you know? Like, who gives a shit, bro? Par for the course for being openly female online. Catboy can tell you about his own life if he wants. There's no way that's a woman, that's a 12-year-old. She's a protected species, and we can't say anything wrong about her. Smiley face. Yeah, it wouldn't be worse were it not for the fact it's a 16-year-old saying it. The constant sex talk weirds out even the adults. I keep fucking staying up. Steam sad face. I can't help blog post, it's in my blood. I didn't feel like telling you this because I didn't want to sound like I'm wanting you to go, but I am concerned about your sleep schedule. Yeah, it's my issue. Good night. Sleep well. Nothing wrong with Finland. What do I buy with 16 keys? How it feels being in Eric after Eric top. Shame that Sheltering left so he can be a Sumoni Patriot. Catboy's a Shotokan, holy shit. Aren't those two lesbians? Pasta was right about the server, you know. We are not in the business of white knighting for kids. They probably shouldn't even be playing if they're that young, and if they are teens, they've no doubt been exposed to all of it already by virtue of using the internet. So yeah, they've already seen porn, so let's just fucking groom them. Like, yeah, let's just do that. Catboy is the ultra zoomer here. I literally sent books worth of messages to Booger back when we first met, and he barely read these. Eon, you're a zoomer, just admit it. My personality fucking degraded, honestly. I missed when I was depressed, attention-seeking, actually groomed, transition, air quotes, before 18. That's actually fucked up. It's a bunch of teenagers who are going to look back on their life when they're older and wonder why they spent 2 years of their youth obsessively drama-talking over a small server for a dead video game. Nah, there's countless situations IRL and online where you can safely disregard somebody out of hand if they've proven to be a bad actor. Anonymous sources from the Twerker Discord told me that people are allowed to post scat gifs or some shit and not get banned for it, despite the first rule being no porn. So I don't exactly hold 2-Fort Twerkers in high regard, even if he makes some good points sometimes. The fact you're even listening to anyone from there means you are too far gone. 2 upvotes. Twerkers gives me UTTP vibes. 1 upvote. He gives me ASD vibes. Correction. Zay. Twerkers is just mad he got banned from Castaway for being a shit-stirring This basically, IIRC. By the way, Gabber Cat Club, another obsessed troll, is in the server. Never mind, false alarm, I'm dumb. Did Twerkers even play on Castaway a lot? I'd love to know. I don't have the Castawatch onion link on me right now to check, but I'm gonna guess not really. No. Least obvious alt just joined. Lol. Me equals alt. If I was an alt, then I wouldn't main spy. Lol. IDK, just based off the trans scout profile picture and name. I've got nothing against Twerkers himself. Last time I remember him playing was on a cough map where he called a water park or something. That was funny. Just ignore the drama and go on about your day. And this is the moment that the brave patriot, America74, decided to leave the server. At everyone, I am sorry, but due to an unknown reason, I need to leave for now. I don't know when I'm coming back, but I am sorry. It's been a good service. Goodbye. Sad face. America74 left the chat. Lost a real one today. Oh my fucking god. This is all your fault, random. How will we get our America74 propaganda videos now? We will not fall because of these drama. Duh. America74 is a casualty. Feel a bit bad for the kid. Twerkers were harassing him in their new vid. 2-Fort Chomos are don't forget they spam this GC with actual CP. 2 upvotes. Ban all furries. 1 upvote. At Pasta, you could just disable sprays through Biet. I mean, nothing's gonna change, so that's like your next best option. Did that really happen? I'll spread the word. I will always keep sprays and signs disabled because I don't want to see little anime girls. It's been perma this way for me before the turn of the decade. Gotta love how the majority of that retard video is just someone willfully not getting the joke. What joke? All of them. T didn't get the joke. Every joke that has ever existed. I hate to admit it, but Twerkers actually does have a point about the porn sprays rule. I basically have to have my sprays perma-disabled now because freak gooners like Bucket keep spraying disgusting shit on the wall next to all of the actually entertaining sprays I want to see. Who is this stray man you speak of? Here we go. Yeah, and this PETA joining and leaving not without a reason too. At Mira Jaded, I am reasonable. What an opener. I am doing my own independent research. Greater than 3? What research, kid? I do not trust the mouths of Twerker people, unfortunately. Don't engage! Seeing if the claims are true or not. Yeah, right. Follow your own rules, man. Don't engage with them. None of it is true. Pretty much. That's pretty much every autist on the internet. Tumblr mainstreams mental illness as some sort of cool label, which is why you have people claiming that. If you're talking about me, my problems go beyond social anxiety and lack of social skills, which is more of a basis for me having autism spectrum, which honestly I'd never think I do if not for one Polish guy who was a confirmed autist told me I am autistic. But I think he just has a fetish on autistic political people online. But then I was too autistic for him to do with, it's just a label after all, a certificate from hospital saying you're autistic for the sake of it. Then only get children autism certificates to get disabled aid privileges, I think. Anime character analysis. Quasi-ham Solanium. Boykakov versus Nietzsche MGZ. If you're talking about me, my problems go beyond having social anxiety and lack of social skills. No. What? No. I wasn't talking about you, obviously. I spoke about myself in relation to what Booger said. You're hopeless. I'll go to bed real quick. Yeah, okay. Good night. Sorry for the bad cropping on this one. This is from Erica Top. Some of these screenshots are kind of fucked. At Pasta, I'm not going to get bullied into changing my policy by a bunch of shits who don't even play on the servers. Bending the knee has never solved anything. Random bent the knee before and people still whine and cry. Cyber, you literally are wrong. Everyone knows this already. How can everybody know something that isn't true? If you jerk off to underage cartoon girls, you're a pedo. Hang yourself. This is exactly the kind of slippery slope I was talking about in the past. The existing wave of users complain enough for me to make a concession that satisfies them. Then a new wave of players come along who don't have the context for on-past events, look at the existing situation, consider it insufficient, and then complain and expect me to compromise again. Pig. Upvote. This would continue again and again until we have more rules than we know what to do with. I think it's a pretty solid line here, man. Solid from where you stand. Random, isn't that why we have a suggestions forum? But Random, the ragebait channel trying to breed infighting, makes a good point on why we should be infighting. Now we can read past contexts. 99% of people, I think, would agree with me, and see the full debate. They only agree because what you're saying isn't vague or policy. Asmo's name is literally Cunny Flapper. He's also a pedo. It gets less solid the more you have to actually define a rule. Cunny is a word for underage pussy. Huh? You didn't know that, Pig? What is Plapper? That's why this should be banned, because it's fucking disgusting. The character's clearly underage, just ban them. I thought Cunny meant... Oh no, we lost some guy spraying anime porn. No other server has this problem, lol. I miss the early 2000s when people would spray real porn on CS. Not cartoon shit. Not children. That's amusing too. Old internet fans when someone sprays lolly on the wall of TC Hydro. It's not technically illegal, so it's fine. How about this? Ban pedos, don't ban racists. Seems easy to me. This. I don't think that's some insane slippery slope, lol. You don't understand, bro. Someone might get banned for spraying adult anime porn. If you want to split hairs on this, that person who's spraying porn is valuable to the server. God forbid, at Pasta. How do we define it? Exactly and specifically. Another problem with server moderation here is that when Gabber doesn't like someone, he gets pissy. He'll remove their ability to vote kick. That has to be like half the regular players now who can't kick. I regret waking up to this. Yes, it does, Random. This is what I'm talking about, bro. No other fucking server has this problem. See, now we are already disagreeing. I gotta disagree with you there, Wabi. Just because I thought we wanted to get rid of sprays, and now you're saying stalking profiles counts. Yeah, if there's a hint of someone being a pedo, ban them, and then they can appeal and argue their case. One upvote. At Random. Should MGE be added to both Virginia servers? No other server has this problem. I don't think anyone proposed fully removing sprays. One upvote. Strawmab. Can't we just ban people who post shit that goes over the line? To me, that's just the weird pedo shit. I can deal with furry porn and whatever. 424 Koth Harvest Final VA1. Everyone agrees only with the overreaching concept. I'm in favor of no pornographic sprays, period. See, we say 99% of people agree, but no one has the same opinion. Someone says only lolly spray should be gone, someone says all porn sprays. Someone said all people who even have it on their profile. Why are you arguing semantics over whether or not something is technically or agreeably CP? At what point do we just start stalking every single person who joins the server? It is what it is. What I'm saying is that there is the smallest hint of that someone is a pedo, they should be banned. Most people are not. No one said that, Random. Random, stop spitting. Why are you making it so bureaucratic? It's a Team Fortress 2 community server, lol. Random is using strawmans. Again, no other server has this problem. Gaslighting. You did, Dylan, because you agreed that if people have it on their profile, it should count. Doesn't take a genius to realize that the guy spraying lolly with a lolly profile is a PDF. One upvote. If they start engaging in that behavior, then you should look at them. Yes, bro. Niggas, can you shut up? And if it being on the profile counts, some percentage of the player base will dedicate themselves to stalking. I want to read this argument. This happened on EU in the past if you're too new fag to remember it. What do you mean? Random, it's the people who hate Castaway who spam lolly porn. They are infiltrators. Random would fit in well with the TKGP and the Loser Puppy Pound people because they spray kid shit on the wall all of the time. People stalking anyone who joins the server. Thug Max and B were always but they were right about the pedo shit. The vast super majority of people don't give off even the hint of being a pedo. Those that do should be banned. Easy. This upvote emoji. It's simple. If it smells like a duck and walks like a duck, it's probably a duck. ETC. Random went to go watch anime. Can you guess the age range of the characters in that anime? I thought you had me blocked. At a certain point, I don't care about the legality of it. If they are a disgusting freak, they shouldn't be allowed from a purely practical standpoint. Random needs to stop yapping and answer the question I asked earlier. One upvote. Random is getting a ton of questions all at once. I feel the solution is pretty clear, but we should probably just give them some time to elaborate on all the questions. I don't want to share a server with people who are so addicted to porn that they have to spray it on the wall in front of everyone just to get their rocks off. Who does that? Bucket. Like one training on EU does it and you can just kick. This bucket. I think the answer should be ban the dudes that do so because the average Joe isn't really fond of it. How often do people actually kick for the sprays though? And a problem solve, I suppose. Tell me this, why is you having full allowance to vote kick these people not a solution? We kicked triple entire session some time ago for spraying. The only time I've ever seen pedo shit in Castaway, the person got kicked and turned out to be a DDoSer who hates the server. It is a solution, then being perma-banned is a better one. 2 upvotes. This at random is Jordan Peterson, bro. Exactly. It's not frequent enough. It should be 3 strikes and you're out. F27 stopped playing Castaway. Eon's pedo gang almost stopped playing Castaway, though no one cares about that one anymore. What do you define as pedophilia? Steam happy and crying. Star of David. We have a solution. It drives them away from us, and it doesn't result in me having to introduce moderation where it isn't needed. What else do you need? Ban the people who post pedo shit. We don't need to axe the porn. Just keep it that simple. At random, there are no downsides and only upsides to adding this moderation. The downside is it leads to future moderation. Porn sprays were never a big deal. You need to just inflate that shit up. What if people start getting this up in arms about furries or anime in general? We have not established that. Like one porn spray in a millennia, Castaway has fallen. Then call them retarded, random. I'm doing that right now. This is the one thing that makes sense to draw a line in the sand on. Being a furry is not the same as being a pedo, bro. 2 upvotes. Usually. To you, maybe. To reality. But what if 10 other people who really love talking come in the GC and start bothering me about it? They'll have no leg to stand on. It's not illegal. Is this some retarded moral relativism argument you're trying to make? Speech bubble that points to the server Novmen from the video. And the speech bubble's pointing to pasta. Also, if you add people here, they will be labeled as pedophiles. That's normal. Most people are not bothered by generic furry spray. Most people are bothered by pedos in their sprays. 1 upvote. Like, how does this affect you personally? I think you're equivocating here. He is. Furry shit and chicks with dicks might be repulsive to a ton of people here, but it's a lot easier to stomach than illegal material, lol. 1 upvote. This should not even be a conversation. This is so obvious and common sense. Yeah, I agree at this point. The reason these pedo freaks spray animated CP, lolly, instead of real CP is because they want to make it inseparable from the shit we do tolerate. They get a thrill from getting away with showing off their depraved fetishes to other people. Why should that kind of person exist? Porn, real or drawn, it's okay as long as it doesn't involve minors. Why the fuck is it so hard for you to understand such a basic thing? 1 upvote. I agree. This T24 twerkers' scruples will never be satisfied and always moving the goalpost. But these are real Castaway players showing concerns about the pedo shit. I don't understand why you kids are playing on the old internet no moderation server if you crumble the moment someone sprays tits on the wall. Here's a wild suggestion. Why don't you guys just make your own server? There has always been Castaway players that have shown concerns I have seen at Asmo. Nice straw man, dude. It's not a straw man, hard. It's a fact. I don't mind shit like the One Piece spray Esteban had because it's meant to be funny instead of it just being, lol, the joke is porn. I enjoy the porn, I just don't want the literal worst kind of porn imaginable on Castaway. That just being pedo shit. At Asmo, Honey Plapper, stop spitting right now. I don't care about porn. Fuck, I actually like to see porn sprays now and then. But if you add a kid to it, it's fucking repulsive. Why is it so difficult? Like, it's fucking basic logic any functioning human should be able to understand. Never goon, 3 upvotes. Keep spitting, Esteban. It's that simple. Niggas didn't even ban the pedos, and a nigga who sprayed child gore. I'll say it again, no other server has this problem, and it'll only make Castaway's reputation worse in the future. It's no coincidence how it's Random and Asmo doing this considering their interests. Which is a damn shame because I really like the Reaver. No other server has this problem because no other server's player base is this recorded. New bait just dropped, let's then fight. No, because they have decent moderation, dog. Why is Random being so autistic about this? The only time I've ever seen CP posted is this server was by Twerker's skitty friend. Ironic. Do the list, and I'll kick every fucking sprays CP on that list. 2 upvotes. Wow, they should be banned then. Because, for real, this shit will drag us down. Starting with a bucket. I'm glad it seems like we can mostly all agree on what the issue is. Everything was fine before, the day before. Today some e-celeb released a video and now suddenly everyone are conscious of the massive pedo problem on Castaway, because it is a problem, son. I haven't seen CP sprayed once! Bruh, people have been talking about this before. I've always said this. It's not massive, but it is a problem. I've been playing on the server for 2 years. I don't say it might not happen. I think it's mostly the EU player base that is this problem. ESL, ESL, ESL! And that's not hating Castaway or anything, it's being mature and realizing that even though I love this server, it has problems. CP being the top problem, to be honest. It's been maybe months since I've seen any spray that remotely qualifies in this category, but clearly not to the extent that you're bringing this to be. So this might just be an EU problem. They have awakened to this issue. Then nuke EU. It's not even EU, dude. At Gabber Cat Club, #1 fan. Great video, by the way. Yeah, blame the EU for everything. That'll work. If it's not that many people, then it's an easier problem to solve. Where does a bucket play? And we'll just ignore all the gooner shit that gets sprayed on NA. EU, I assume. Bucket mostly plays on VA1 mostly. He occasionally joins late EU, maybe early NA, because these are actual apes. This has never been a problem. One rage bait YouTuber make a half-baked video and these kids are jumping at shadows. I've never seen them on NA before. I saw Bucket in VA2 earlier. Honey not spitting. Does Random even play his own server? Yes, he does. I've never seen you on though. Convoy first, and then Balloon Race. Dylan, that's some twerker. Play some new maps. I haven't even got to play them. Just ignore everything he says. I just changed my name too much, is all. Bucket has a new porn spray for every single match, I'm not kidding. Just fucking spray ban him at this point. I think even on the old internet, whatever nebulous idea Random has of whatever that means, people dislike porn addicts and freaks. Just use Encyclopedia Dramatica for a couple moments, click on the hyperlinks on any page. 7 people on video. People disliked it, but you gotta learn to deal with it. You see shock images online and you move on with your day. We deal with it by banning it, and that is the most surface level reference I could have made to an old website. To some extent, I wonder if people nowadays are incapable of even recognizing traditional trolling. Common sense spray control. It is really embarrassing how a spray banning still hasn't been implemented. That's the bare minimum. 5 upvotes. Valve absolutely endorses gore being shown in their games, the burnt face textures and the implication. At DLab LeFou, keep spitting. They stopped doing that when Left 4 Dead was being developed. Dumb nigga. Never listened to the dev commentary. At Random, sorry to bother you or anything, but what do you mean when you say old internet? Originally I meant 2000s, but I don't think you even need to go that far back to find attitudes not being as fucked as current year. Virginia 1, 9 out of 24. Virginia 2, 20 out of 24. Okay, maybe not when, but why? Why was the old internet so much better? How does spraying anime pornography everywhere bring us closer to the old internet? Dual session cooking up. Fun fact, me and I'm guessing most people are here to enjoy a revert Team Fortress 2 server with some relaxed rules speech-wise, not old internet, whatever the fuck that means. He doesn't understand Anno Dummy Me, it's over. Ludi asked me to date in DMs, actually, and I refused. Isn't that the guy? That why she removed you from friend? No, lava fall. I could have sworn I heard his voice in game before. Yes, Hootie. So yeah, basically, that is all of the reactions as the video is coming out, starting at 6 p.m. on that day, and going till around 12 at night. Most of the server was outright dismissive, including Gabber, and especially random. And as the video went on and afterwards, most people in the server were completely fine with just banning the people spraying lolly, or just pornography in general. It's actually a minority of people who care about that. Most people just want to be able to say slurs and play with TF2 reverts, it looks like. And because random has interest in anime or whatever, or maybe it's Gabber telling them this, we can't really be certain. These people aren't getting kicked, even though it probably would not kill Castaway. This is a very bad look, and it is crazy that this is the server that is owned by the guy that is calling 2-foot twerkers a chomo, when this is the conversation that goes on in this server when the question is raised. Do we ban the people spraying anime CP on the walls? This has been a longer video than I thought because there's a lot of DMs. There is a few less than I initially thought. However, if there are any additional relevant DMs, I will get them and I will make a follow-up if enough happens between the release of this video. And yeah, so if you're interested in my content, pretty infrequent, pretty unfocused, you can subscribe, like, whatever. I don't really care. And I have been Punished Jones. Leave me alone.